All right, folks, we are on page 365. This is the same thing we've been doing. The only difference is now our problems are going to involve multiplication and division instead of addition and subtraction. These are still one-step word problems, okay? All right. First problem, Ling earns $15 per hour working at the zoo. Okay, I will tell you, if you're asked to write an equation, write an inequality, set up a problem, when you see this per hour, that's where your X is going to go. That's where your unknown is going to happen, okay? 9 times out of 10. Write and solve an inequality to determine the number of hours Ling must work in a week to earn at least $225, excuse me. Okay, so it asks me to determine this. That means that's what I do not know. So that's what X is going to represent, okay? So he makes $15 an hour, and he wants to make at least $225. So he's not going to be upset if he makes more than $225. So this symbol is going to be greater than or equal to. And they have made a typo here. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and change it. And as you can see, they corrected themselves when they came down here to solve. All right, so don't let that confuse you. Now, you've noticed they've been putting this into words, and it's like when I'm talking to you, I'm saying what the problem wants me to do in my own words, if that makes sense. So it says, let the amount earned per hour, okay, so amount earned per hour, that's $15, right? Times, that's multiplication, the number of hours, and that's what we don't know. So times, and let me change that to a dot so we don't get confused, times X is at least, and we know that is greater than or equal to, the amount earned each week, which is 225. That's where this came from. Okay? All right, as we move down, they've set it up for us. You undo this multiplication by dividing on both sides. 225 divided by 15 is 15. So the solution to the inequality is 15. Okay? So we are going to have a closed circle, and it is going to be pointing to the right. Okay? So Ling must work 15 hours or more. And you can say that lots of different ways. You can say at least 15 hours or more, a minimum of 15 hours. There's literally 100 ways to say it. Okay? All right, let's flip over to the checkpoint. Hurry up. Literally. Yep. I like to do my videos very authentically.
And the seven bracket are literally.
Yes. Literally a million.
It doesn't mean literally. It means,
sometimes. Thank y'all. All right. Dominic has invited 12 friends to his birthday party. How much can he spend per person on party favors if his budget is no more than $75? Okay, so Dominic's got people coming to his house. He wants to buy them a party favor, something to give them. He's got to figure out how much money he can spend on each person. Okay, so important stuff. 12 friends. How much can he spend? Okay, per person. That's my X. That's what I don't know. Okay, and they even said down here, determine the budget for each person. So the budget for each person, X. Okay, no more than $75. So he can spend his whole $75, but he can't go over it. So that's going to be less than or equal to 75. And this is fun too because they set it up for you here. Okay, so if I want to be less than or equal to 75, I can go ahead and eliminate answer choice B and answer choice D. Okay, so now I've got to decide, am I going to take my X and multiply it by the 12 people, or am I going to divide it by the 12 people? So, okay, if I have 12 friends and I spend $5 on them, how do I figure out how much money I spent? I multiply it, right? Okay, I do 12 times 5 and I would get 60. Well, I don't know how much I'm spending yet, but I am going to do the 12 times X. Now, some of you may be saying, but I need to divide that 75 by 12 to figure out how much. And that is exactly right. You are. But it's because you are going to solve this equation. And you undo multiplication by dividing. Okay, so your thought was correct, but we were asked to write the inequality first. Okay, and I'm calling